We few, we hateful few, we band of bastards. It's that time of the year again, everyone, when the EP crew collectively loses their shit and decides to work together on something in the hopes of creating some form of productivity. It hasn't worked yet, but that's not stopping us. This is the Essence Star. It's another Mario ROM hack, as you'll remember from our last aborted clusterfuck that was Rise to the Challenge. And we have a completely disconnected intro here that I have no idea what... something. I don't know where it comes from, I don't know what it's about. I don't particularly care. I don't play Mario games for the story. Mario has a massive fucking house for a plumber. A huge festival on Euphoria Island. I think that's code for a Coke party. A really big Coke party. And all of his friends are invited too, but he doesn't actually know who's inviting them. See, Mario, this is why your princess keeps getting kidnapped. You're a fucking idiot. Yeah, I question any chance of this actually being pleasant. No level named Pleasant Path is actually going to be as pleasant as the name implies. Otherwise it would be quite boring. And yeah, you can't jump on the Shy Guys here. You'll notice that the game's basically dragged back in enemies from a lot of the earlier games, which I think is pretty awesome. And that you can no longer store extra power-ups. I didn't think toads were independently intelligent. I thought they were just some sort of servitor fungus, you know, for the actual thinking members of the Mushroom Kingdom. All 4 of them we've ever actually seen. And yes, you can kill Shy Guys by throwing Goombas at them. I feel this is a tremendous advance in Goomba warfare, though fireballs are quite effective. I don't even know what they call the flying enemies with the forks. Okay, purveyors of airborne sodomy is probably one of the things. But you get what I'm on about. And there you see the first of my many fuck-ups. Again, this game is slightly more difficult because you cannot carry around spare power-ups. Or not by picking them up in levels. Other than that, it's pretty easy. Nicely spread out as well, and they've replaced the regular exits with those star blocks. So you don't actually have to try and leap through a goddamn moving high jump barrier. And if I was... this appears to be based heavily on Koopa technology. Now, if I was Mario, I would never be getting anywhere near one of these airships after what happened in Mario Bros. 3. Especially not with everyone important in the Mushroom Kingdom on the same one. And by boutique, he really means a designer drug lab. And by threads, well, he means threads. Yeah, I told you it wasn't going to be this easy. And we already have the bullet bills homing in on the level. Fuck you, Corey, that's not an invitation to do that again. We know what you think of the poor things. That toad really needs to form a union of some sort. Third baggage handlers of Mushroom Kingdom, I'm not an expert on their geography. That is a remarkably calm toad for being on a ship that's about to sink. Though then again, they are a fungus. Do they even really need oxygen? That would explain how brain dead some of them are if they can just function without an oxygen supply. Oh, a figurehead. As the figurehead, I like that. Because we all know the real power behind the throne isn't Peach. It's the toadstool. And Now we're underwater in a submarine that fires torpedoes half the size of it. Right now the US Navy is dripping with dick envy, which is something they should probably see a doctor about. That's not healthy at all. And you'll see me being rather fastidious about getting all the coins. There's a reason for that. You'll figure it out later. But you also notice it doesn't roll over and give you an extra life at 100 coins. Coins in this one are more like a actual currency than just power-ups. They come in quite useful later on. It does mean you occasionally end up having to grind for coins, which is not something I ever expected to do in a Mario game. And yeah, you can't actually turn the sub around, so if it gets behind you, you pretty much just have to bend over and accept it, more or less literally. And those of you who remember Rise to the Challenge will understand why I'm completely genocidal against fish and against the football players. Chucks, I think they're called. Which kind of rhymes with what I think they are, you know, dumb as. Not sure why I bothered censoring myself, and you've all heard me swear approximately 32,000 times. And yeah, sinking a ship doesn't seem to do much to Mario, considering he can breathe underwater. Kamek. Fucking Kamek. We don't even get a new villain. We get a washed-up old has-been who got his ass handed to him by a genetic throwback dinosaur. I feel like I'm not being taken seriously here. Nice threads. Nice banners there. Why is this tropical island suddenly breaking out in British accents? This is not Polynesia. Nor is it the north coast of Australia, which we don't actually dignify by considering an actual place. It's here be dragons territory. Except they're not dragons, they're crocodiles, and they actually exist. Yet another mysterious interloper. I'm getting sick of this shit. A dinosaur. I just have one very relevant question here. How does a dinosaur write a note? He has no hands. He has no opposable thumbs. He cannot hold a pencil. And I sincerely doubt he's invented the circuit board yet. And now we're just going to get a recap of, you know, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, which we've all bloody played. We all know about it. You can ignore this pretty safely. Feel sorry for Luigi though, the brother just can never catch a break. Seriously, stalk napping has just got to be about the lowest form of villainy out there. It's not impressive, it's not difficult, it just makes you look like a petty dick. And so does this Yoshi actually. Okay, an evil curse upon Kamek. This is getting weird. So he used to be a Yoshi, and now he is an oversized imp in a wizard outfit. Well, at least the Golden Yoshi is showing a remarkable amount of moral intelligence, because he admitted it was an evil curse that he's under. Most Mario characters don't have a morality much deeper than, you know, jumping on poor peasantry. Because we're all familiar with my theory about Mario being Marxist propaganda. You were all thinking it. Okay, so this Essence Star thing is psychoactive and lands on an island where everyone seems to be on a more or less constant trip. Holy crap, we've discovered LSD. Yes, the upstanding individual who put an evil curse on Kamek and couldn't be bothered finishing the job. And just now that I think of it, aren't Yoshis upstanding by default? They can't sit down. You You know, they could maybe lay down, but otherwise standing up is kind of how they operate. Like T-Rexes. Small, fruit-eating T-Rexes. Hang on. Why don't they just deal with Kamek normally? I mean, we've seen what Yoshis do to things that displease them. They eat them. Up to and including other Yoshis who can't live up to the code. They are cannibals. That's why there are so few Yoshis and so many eggs. And yet he couldn't be bothered just egging Kamek. Though I agree he is a repulsive imp. Yes, this is why you finish the job, and if you can't protect them in one location, why are you putting them in 5 different locations? It doesn't work that way. And now I'm going to hand off onto whoever is doing the next few levels for this. We haven't actually organised that far ahead. So, fuck you all, good night, and hopefully it's not me doing the next set.